I had Marvin Gaye.
Good evening, and welcome back to the Let's Talk Destiny talk show. I invite you to remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel as we have some phenomenal guests that share things that will definitely bless your life. Tonight, I am beyond excited to have one of my absolute favorite people, artists on the planet, Ms. Iris Bolling. She is USA Today's best-selling author, and she published her very first novel, Once You've Touched the Heart, in 2008. This self-published work was the first installment to the popular Heart series, which has captivated the hearts of readers and awarded Iris the Emma Award as debut author of the year in 2010. Iris has received the honor of being named Author of the Year several times since the inception of her career. This trailblazing author, producer, and screenwriter has also been named Conversations Magazine's top 25 Women of the Year 2 consecutive years in a row. We'll get more into her accolades, into her accomplishments as we talk, but the thing that really touched my heart as I was reading her bio and just interacting with her is her love for people and her ability to encourage people to follow their dreams through example. And I am just so honored that she took time out of her schedule to join me tonight. And I would like to say welcome, welcome, welcome to my humble platform, Ms. Bolling.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me. I feel honored that you want to spend a little bit of your time with me. So thank you so much for that. And thank you for that wonderful introduction. That was nice. Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. So, Ms. Iris, let's start with, tell us a little bit about you. What makes you smile? What are some of your hobbies? What do you find joy doing?
Well, I find the most joy I find is just being with family. I love being with my family. I love us hanging out. I love when we get in the kitchen and we're bumping into each other, trying to figure out who's going to cook what meal, or anything like that. I love when we just sit down together and we're having our wine or our drinks or whatever. I love family. And so that's my biggest joy. Now, what gives me purpose and what keeps me going every day is being able to sit down and write stories. Um, I love writing almost as much as I love reading because I'm a reader. Let's make sure people understand. Most
Yes.
authors are. I am a reader. I love being able to get into my stories when I'm reading about them, and I love talking about. I could talk books all day long,
Yes.
especially certain books.
Yeah.
You sit down and you just mention a Beverly Jenkins book, and I'm like, okay, which one?
Uh-huh.
Let's
Mhm.
go.
Yes.
Let's go. Which one?
Yes.
So I
Absolutely.
love reading. So my favorite thing to do is spending time with family, writing, and reading.
I love it. I love it. Because when you do something and it's obvious in your writing that it comes from the heart, it's not just a job, it's not just a source of a paycheck, but it really, you draw your reader in from the very beginning. The words that you use, the imagery that you use, it's like all the way to the very end, you drag us along and we don't want to put the books down. And that's because it's written from your heart. And as a reader, I want to say thank you. I haven't been able to read as much as I would like to recently because of all the stuff that's going on. But I always, when I do get a chance to get back into the reading, I definitely will be reading your books because I just
Well,
love it. I love it.
listen, thank you for that. But you mentioned something. You said you get a paycheck for this. Really? Who you get the paycheck from? Tell me.
That's funny. Yeah.
But I think what touches our hearts is when we have readers such as yourself who is not only just sitting back and reading the books, but you want to take the time and find a way to actually talk to us too.
That's
and
right.
to find out, who we are as a person, and sometimes, people don't take the time to find out who it is that they're dealing with as a person. You're taking the time to find out who I am. And that's a blessing. That's a wonderful thing for someone to want to do that. So
Yes,
I thank
ma'am.
you as an avid
Oh,
reader for doing that.
absolutely. I just love it. Now let me ask you this question. As an author, and you've been writing many years now, there are people that still are rereading some of the books that you wrote years
Yeah.
ago, that can't wait for new books to come out, that they're always telling other people, you've got to purchase an Iris Bowling book. How does that make you feel as an author to know that people still reading your material? And what do you think is the special ingredient in your books that make people like myself want to keep coming back?
First of all, it's a wonderful feeling when you have a book that's over 10 years old and is still selling as if it was just written and released yesterday. The Heart series is still, I mean, it is still, it's still selling books, and it's wonderful because it's mostly by word of mouth.
Yes,
I have phenomenal readers. And you are right. Readers who read my stuff, they're gonna tell somebody else about it, and then they're gonna tell somebody else about it and tell someone
yes,
else about it.
right.
And that's a wonderful thing, that word of mouth, because you can read reviews and stuff, and that's great. That's great. I'm blessed with getting a lot of reviews on my books. So that's great. But that word of mouth,
That's right.
when someone is so touched by the words that I wrote that
Yes.
they want to talk about it, girl, that's a wonderful feeling.
I love it. I love it.
That's a wonderful
Love
feeling. It really is.
Yes. Now, I when I first began this format on this platform, I wanted to always stay focused on purpose because as a PK, and I know so many people, but I also know
You
so
got to
many.
tell people what PK mean because
Oh, I'm
everybody
sorry,
don't
a
know.
preacher's kid.
Okay.
Sometimes I used to like mumble that under my breath when I was younger because I didn't really want anybody to know.
To know
But
that you was a PK.
oh my goodness, like we just got harassed so much when I was in school. Like,
Oh
ooh,
no.
it was like, oh my God, I don't even want to talk about it anymore. But yeah, but I know a lot of people, and I know a lot of people who spend the majority of their life saying, I know I'm supposed to do something, but I'm not sure what it is. And
Right.
I think that that's one of the saddest places to be, to just wake
Mhm.
up every day for years and years and years and not know what it is that you're here for. And so when I find people who have found their purpose and they know how to use that purpose, they pursue it and they share it, it just makes my heart happy. And that's the reason
Yeah.
I started this platform, because I want people such as yourself to come and share with my audience the time in your life, and maybe just one specific time when you were unsure of what your purpose was, and what was the event that triggered for you that this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Now, I don't know how much of my background you know about, but I did not start writing till I was 50 years old.
I did
I
not realize that.
did not start writing until I was 50 years old. And I started writing as a way to get some frustration out of some things that was happening on the 9 to 5 job. And and I actually, came home with the intention of, quitting after 20 some years, with the same agency. I was about to quit, but I came home and I was home for about 2 days and I was getting bored. After you work 9 to 5,
Yeah,
everything,
yeah.
I started working when I was 16, and that 9 to 5 you was used to go into it. And so my son told me, he said, you getting on my nerve. Go read something or go sit down and write something because you're always saying you want to write something. Go sit down and write something. And I did. I went and I sat down and I started writing Once You Touch the Heart. And by the time I looked up from writing, I have written like 800 pages of this story. And I looked at it, and surprisingly, it released me. And a week later, I went back to work. And I went back to work with a new purpose, though.
Yeah.
Not only a new purpose, a new drive. I knew what I was going to do then. You know what I'm saying? So going to work, going to that 9 to 5, girl, that wasn't nothing.
Yeah.
I could go to that 9 to 5, and I dealt with that craziness because I knew
Yes.
where I was going now. And
Wow.
that's when it happened. That's when it happened for me.
That's powerful. That's powerful.
Yes. Yes. I
Now,
mean,
have you, I'm sorry, have you ever come across, I know you have, when you do come across a person that says, Iris, I know that I'm supposed to be doing something. I have this passion. It's something I love to do, but I can't make myself just do it. What
right.
advice would you give them?
I would tell that person, stop, drop, and roll. And then once you get up from that roll, from that full roll, you get up
Yes.
from that full roll, wipe that past slate clean,
Yeah.
and go start stepping into what it is that you want to do. I think that people need to live their dream.
Right.
I think they need to. I wish. Let me take it this way. I wish I had taken that energy that I had in my younger years and had believed enough in myself to go out there and do what I love to do. Because then uh, I would have gotten into this a whole lot sooner.
That's right.
But the thing for me is, I had low confidence in myself. I knew I could do the job that I was going to, at 9 to 5
Yeah.
to do. I knew that, but I didn't have that confidence in myself. And to be honest with you, yes, I've been writing since 2008, but in the last couple of years, I'm just beginning to fall into that comfort zone that I know how to write a story. I know
Wow.
how to tell a good story, and it has actually taken me. I have a couple of series,
Yes.
and I've been closing out some series. So in order to close them out, I have to go back and read all of them,
Yes.
and then going back and rereading everything. I look at some of these powerful statements
Yeah.
that I've put in these books. I said, wait a minute, I need to be living by this. You know,
That's right. That's right. Did I really
I
say
need,
that?
this some good stuff. I need to be living by this.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
know, but I think I always tell people I would encourage anyone if you have something that you love to do, have enough belief and faith in yourself to
Yes.
step out there and do it. I have a friend of mine, and she's been talking to me for a number of years about I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. And I kept trying to push her, kept trying to get her to go ahead and get this thing started because she's been talking about it for a while.
Mm.
And so finally, I said, okay, I'm going to challenge you.
Hmm.
You've been playing at it and playing at it. So now I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to challenge you to do what you want to do, put it out there, and I'm going to challenge you to make what of double what you made on this product last year. I want you to make double. So since she hadn't put anything out there, her double
Yeah.
was easy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Her double was easy.
Right. Right.
And now I look at her, and this, I think we did this start back in October or November. And now I look at her and I see her products. And you know
Wow.
what? I purchase her products.
Yes. Yes.
I support her, and I encourage everyone that I know to support her as well. I
That's
do the
powerful.
same thing for anyone who has a dream and they're standing out there. I do it with actors when I
Yes.
do my films.
Yes.
I love the girl who starred in Daily Sexy, Miss Bev's movie that I did for her.
Yes.
Brand new actress. That was her first leading role, that was her first
Yes.
time, being able to step in and do it. But I believed in her. I believed in her, and she did a wonderful job, wonderful job.
Awesome.
I love to see people, I love to see them do what it is they have a passion for, because you know what? They give so much more energy. You get such a better product when
Absolutely.
they're doing it from passion and
Yes,
not because they want to get a paycheck,
that's right.
you
When
know.
we talk a little bit more about your film, but I want to tell you something that might make you laugh. I hope it makes you laugh. When I was talking with Miss Beverly Jenkins, I
Uh-huh.
was, of course, even more nervous than I am talking to you. And so I was just rambling, rambling, rambling. I was talking about her film, and I was like, the film you did, the Deadly Sins, and I'm just talking, talking, talking. And then she waited till I finished my sentence, and she said, "First of all, honey, it's deadly sexy,
Hmm.
and you're talking about Victoria Christopher Murray's movie." I was so
Ooh.
embarrassed. I was like, "Oh, Miss Beverly, I'm so sorry." Then she started laughing. She said, "No, no, I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing." She said, "You were just so excited." I said, I was just rolling right along. I thought I was doing something. And when I realized what I had done, I was like, "Oh my God, she will never ever talk to me again." But at
Oh,
the end
oh,
of the
yes, she
interview, she
will.
said, "I got a lot going on right now, but get back with me later on this year. I'm gonna come back and sit and talk with you." I thought that was so funny. And I forgot all about it till you just mentioned that. I was like, oh, that was so embarrassing. So
That's
tell us,
that's okay. I think fortunately we do have a lot of films that's being done now from books, and that's always a wonderful thing
absolutely,
to
absolutely,
do. It's a wonderful thing to see because we need representation
absolutely.
of us. I think the key to where we're going to be in the future is for kids or younger adults to see us
Yeah,
represented in certain things, because think about it. um a black kid may not think they can be an astronaut,
absolutely.
but they can if they see it. So if we're represented, the we represent it on
Yeah,
different media sites, television, movies,
right.
social media. If we're represented in a certain way, then they're going to think that that's all that they can do.
Yeah,
But if
absolutely,
we represent ourselves and what we really do,
absolutely.
they're going to see that they can do a whole lot more. So
Okay.
representation is really, really important. So
It's
it's good
very
that we
important.
have we have films that you can mix up,
Yeah.
because at
And
one
I'm
time
so
we didn't.
I am so grateful for authors such as yourself and others who have really taken this thing by the rein and said, "Listen, this is us. This is our people. This is how we are. We're not what you say we are. We know what we are.
We
We
know
love
what we
this
are.
way. You cannot dictate to us how we love. You can't dictate to us what we mean to each other. We're going to tell our own stories." And I just love that. I love that. Now, I believe, Miss Iris, that each one of us is created uniquely and that we have specific character traits and qualities and gifts. What would you say are maybe three qualities that you have that have brought you to the level of success that you have as a person and as a businesswoman? And what would you say, what do you see for yourself in the near future as far as your work is?
Well, the three things I will tell you is, number one is that perseverance. Um, I am that person that I can see things. I can say, okay, we can do such and such and such and such and such, and then I'm going to take the steps to see to it that we do it.
Yes, ma'am.
That it get done. I said, okay, we can make a book into film, right? And next thing I know, we was looking for a director, was looking for locations and doing things, and we was making a book to film.
I love
I
it.
said, I want to put Beverly Jenkins on film. I want to put one of her books on film. And sure enough, we did it, you know. So I'm a person, I'm a person who I can see a larger picture, and I can say I want to do that, and I will take those steps to get it done. So perseverance is one of them. The other one is that I love helping others. I get so much joy out of helping others, and they in turn help me, you know. So I love giving or extending that hand out, and pulling others to what it is that they want to do.
Yes, ma'am.
But my most powerful tool is I believe. That's my most powerful tool. I believe in I believe that those things that are set before us to do,
Yes,
we can do it, because if we couldn't, it wouldn't have been set before us.
right.
So that's my most powerful tool is I believe in. Actually, if you look at anything that I do, I have a believe team. You know,
I love it. I love it.
my motto is believe. It is That's just my thing.
Wow.
So those are the three things. Now, what I see in the future, I hope to see more of my books on film. Whether I do it or someone else do it, I hope to see more of my stories on film.
Yes.
I would like to, in the future, I would like to get as many as my books as I can on Audible
Oh, yes.
books. But the one thing I really would like is just to feel accepted in the publishing world. Not
Wow.
just by my friends and the readers and authors that I know, but by the industry as a whole. I would like to feel accepted as an independent author. For me, this is just for me. It
Yeah.
has been a long road. It's been a long road. So I would like to do. I would like for my work to speak for me,
Yes. Yes.
and be accepted, in the
Wow.
industry. Yeah.
That's powerful. Like as I'm listening to you speak, it's like the words that are in my heart, in my spirit that I say all the time. Like, no matter whatever disability the doctor says I have, whatever uh, hindrances, physically challenges or whatever, I want the work I do to speak. And when I'm gone, I want the work to still be speaking for me.
Right.
And so
Exactly.
so as I watch you and I listen to you talk, I can totally relate to that. And I feel like when you have been through some things, then I think it's a lot easier for you to appreciate the mountains when you've been through the valleys because you understand this wasn't just given to me. I didn't just wake up
Exactly.
and be here. I went through some things. And so
Right.
I appreciate that about you. I know I've had some personal experiences that left me wondering what I survived. Like, how am I going to get through this?
Right.
Um, I mentioned to you before we, got online, I came out of 2 surgeries paralyzed. And I ended up in the nursing home. And I heard the lady who was over physical therapy, I heard her say to the therapist that it was a shame that I was so young and I probably would never walk again or be able to speak.
Mm.
And my first thought was, I can't believe she's saying that where I could hear her.
Well, you can hear it.
Because just because I can't speak doesn't mean I can't hear her.
Wow.
And my second thought was, she has no idea who I am
Or
because
what you are capable of.
I will not lay here in this nursing home for the rest of my life. And so that's another reason, Miss Iris, why I was and why I am, I not just say was, but I am determined to do what I'm doing here right now. It may not be on the caliber of somebody else, but it's not supposed to be.
No, it's supposed to
Um,
be at your at what you are, where you are. That's where it's supposed to be. And you don't know where it's gonna be next week or next month or next year, but you keep at it.
yes,
You
ma'am.
keep at it and you make it what you want it to be. Don't try to make it what somebody else
Somebody
is
else, yeah.
doing. That's a repeat of them, and whatever they have, that's for them.
I
But
did have a
make it
doctor
what
tell me
you
that I
want it to be.
probably would never speak above a whisper. That
And look at you.
so this is one reason why I chose this platform, because it's like the more I use my voice, the stronger it becomes. And when
Mhm.
I have individuals
Wonderful.
such as yourself who say, sure, I'll come and sit down and talk with you, it strengthens me on the inside and it strengthens me physically, that these people see something in me that they would come and sit down and talk with me. And I really, I'm seriously, I am so excited to be talking to you tonight. I'm trying to act professional because I really would like to jump up and turn around and all that, but uh, I don't think that's a very professional way to act. Plus, physically, I probably couldn't do it. But I just know that sometimes we go through things, and then when we look back, we're like,
Right.
how did I even make it through that? And I know that everybody has that story, but I am just so honored tonight to be able to sit with you because you have poured some things into my spirit that I can't even verbalize at this moment. Like you have spoken life into me. And I want to thank you.
Um, what a thing to say. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. But I want to make sure that you understand that you spoke life into yourself. You went through those things. You came and you came through them on the other side.
Mm,
So you did that. And I want you to make sure that you take the credit for what you did.
yes,
For
ma'am.
what you did. Because you did that.
Now, I do want to ask you, I'm going to let you go, but I do want to ask you about Siri Austin Entertainment.
Mhm.
Can you tell us a little bit about that? I know that's where you do your movies and your television shows. What else is under that umbrella?
I also publish my own books underneath of that umbrella, and I also do workshops. I'm developing a series of workshops to help other authors
Okay.
um, do their book to a script or their book to a movie, and also help other authors up and coming to get their book published themselves, and to also different things that you can do with your website to monetize your website. So
Awesome.
underneath for Siri Austin is my publishing company. It is also my production company, and it's also, well, I call it my educational company
Okay.
because I try to I want to leave this knowledge that I have. I
Yes,
want to
ma'am.
make sure that I share it with others so that one of them may share it with someone else who may become the next Ava, or may become the next Shonda,
Yes,
or
yes.
whatever. So I want to take this little bit of knowledge that I have because I in no way know everything about some of these things, but I want to take this little bit of knowledge and I want to share it with others so they can do the same thing and hopefully share it with other people as well.
Wow. Whew. Yes, ma'am. Now I have to go back and get my books out and read them over again. And then I need to buy some more books because I am way behind. I know that much.
It's
Um,
plenty listen, there's plenty of stories out there, not just by me, but by some other wonderful authors too.
oh, I
So
know that, but tonight
get your
I'm
read on,
focusing
get
on
your
you.
read on.
Yes, indeed. Well, I do. Again, I appreciate you taking time. When I reached out to you, like you immediately said, sure, just speak with my assistant, get us a date. And I was
Mhm.
telling my sister, I called my sister and I was like, oh my God, I talked to Iris Bolling and she said she would do it. And she was like, would you please calm down? So then I reached out, I connected with your assistant and she's like, yes, Iris just said, give me a couple of days that we can look at. Oh my God, you were just like, Whew, I was just so excited. I'm telling you, I
I
have
am
to get
well,
myself
I'm
together.
gonna tell you, thank you so much for having me on your show. And when you do get to that level that you want to be at, please come on back and remember me.
Oh, I most certainly will. All right. Well, I'm going to let you go. And again, I just really appreciate you. I appreciate the gift that you are. I appreciate not only do you have a voice, but I believe you are a voice for us as a people and for us as women, that we can tell our own stories. And I just love that. I really, really am inspired by you tonight. I really am.
Well, thank you for that. And thank you again for having me. And like I said, I look forward to what you're going to do next.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Miss Lady.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get ready to close for tonight, but I want to remind you once again to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can watch this interview over again and so many other inspiring individuals that have joined us on the Let's Talk Destiny virtual talk show. Again, thank you for joining us. God bless. Good night.
Just in time before Roxy started barking.
Okay.